What's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's time for another episode of the Doug Cal Show. And on today's episode, we are talking about the book Slice and Dice for Slasher Novellas. Now here's how this is gonna work. I'm going to review the first one today, and the first novella is called Second Chance, and it's by Jeff Ombry. I think I'm saying that right. So this one is basically this guy was a wrestler, and he had this kid that fucked up his knee one year, and his dad's been really pissed ever since, and his dad's abusive to him and this and that and the other, but he takes it all in stride. He's like, and he loves his dad and all this and all that, and he hates his mom because his mom doesn't get the strange love that his mother that his father and him have, which is weird because my thing is I wouldn't want to be abused by my dad, but anywho, so then it talks about how he his dad would not give him no food, no water, blah blah blah. So then here's how he got the idea to become a slasher. So basically he watches this slasher movie with his dad, and his dad's like, oh well, you got these pussy killers out here like Jeffrey Dahmer and all them people, and you need more people like Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy Krueger who just don't give a fuck and are just gonna go just murder people just straight up, no reason behind it, no nothing, blah 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 blah, walking up to somebody and just murder them in cold blood. So then he goes and he gets his dad's hammer, and he gets this homeless dude, and he promises him a hot meal, and he gets him down into the basement, basically caves his skull in with a hammer, basically makes his eyeball pop out. Like, this dude is a real, this dude has really tried to turn into a real Michael Myers or Freddy or whatever. Now, he said the one thing that the movies didn't talk about very well was body disposal. Well, he ended up disposing of the body. So then he goes on his next kill, and they find the kid who they think blows his knee out, but it's not the kid. But they kill him anyway. Again, they bash his brain in, they bash his head in, and knock his teeth out and shit like that. So then his dad's like, there's one thing you're missing: disfiguration. Your face is not disfigured. So his dad pours lighter fluid on his face, lights his face on fire, and basically gets him to be disfigured. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if my thing to please my dad involved killing people, I would not want that to be my thing. But anyways, back to the story. So then he tells him, well, you're going to want to go to a party and kill a bunch of people at once. And you're going to want a final girl to go tell the police and everything, so where the legend lives on, kind of like Michael Myers, Freddy and Jason. That's what this Thrasher novel is kind of based on. So his dad says, well, we're gonna go do a home invasion. So he goes and does this home invasion, and he goes up to this old couple's house. He tricks their car alarm. He makes their car alarm go off, and they both come out, and they're like, "What the hell is going on? What made our car alarm trip and shit?" So basically, They go outside to see what tripped the car alarm. Then he sneaks into the kitchen, and then basically they come back in the house. They start watching TV, and then he goes in and he kills the husband. Then he goes in and he kills the wife as well. But before he kills the wife starts screaming and stuff. So, and she tried to fight back. The husband didn't even try to fight back. He was just like, he's just gonna stand there. Like, he stood up to dude, and he stood up, but that's all he did was just stand up. And I'm like, bruh, you know there's a dude there with a hammer and shit. Why don't you try to fight the motherfucker? I mean, but anywho, so dude kills the husband and the wife, and he comes back to his dad, and he was like, Dad, I did it. It was so awesome. I wish you could have been there to see it. And da-da-da-da-da. So he's like, all right, son, now you're ready. So, and that's when he goes to the house party. And I'm not going to tell y'all no more. Y'all going to have to read the story to find out what happens. Does he get all the killings done at the house party? Or does he get busted? You're going to have to read the story and find out. Alright, guys. I'm out. That was segment 1. When I read the rest of the stories, there will be multiple segments on this podcast because there's 4 stories and I'm breaking them down into 4 separate segments. So, be on the lookout for those. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna break these down into 4 separate segments. So when this podcast comes out, there will be all 4 stories in one podcast. There again, the book is called Slice and Dice, 4 slasher novellas. I hope you guys have enjoyed the first segment, and I'll be back with the next one here shortly. Alright, guys, I'm out. Peace. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? We are back for the second story in Slice and Dice, 4 slasher novellas. This one is called The Reckoning by Ian Rob Wright. Now, he's a British author, and he wrote this story like it's supposed to be. I think he wrote it around COVID times. You know, when COVID was going on, when COVID first hit, and basically, it's like, I guess like apocalyptica. So starts out with this woman named Amelie, and she's in her house. And she's basically chilling, and then, so she's playing a video game, and like she goes to sleep. She ends up going to sleep, so she wakes up and she's in sweat, and it turns out somebody's hacked into her house, into a pod, and she's got this neighbor named Blake, and this guy had this dude that he was real in love with or whatever. And so, anywho, back to what I was saying. So dude had been hacking into the building, and he turned up the air conditioner and stuff. So, and like none of the buttons worked. She couldn't get anything to work. So then you find out that this dude has been going around killing people in the building and stuff. So then Blake comes to her and basically he tries to kill himself, and he actually ends up being successful at it. So then she comes face to face with the killer who hacked into her building. But did she kill him or not? Or does he kill her or not? You're going to have to read the story to find out. Now, me, personally, this story, I did not really... it didn't really strike me as all that good. But it's not for me to decide. That's for y'all to decide. Because I'm doing these reviews for y'all. And for me, of course. But, I mean, it's like... That story, to me, did not really... I didn't really get into it. But, there again, we all have different tastes. So, yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed the second half. I'll be back with the third half very shortly. Alright, I'm up. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? In this last segment, we're going to be talking about 20th Century Scream. This is about a movie that was... These people were supposed to be reshingling a house. And some crazy shit goes down. And basically, so this one dude falls up the roof. First off, it was really horrible acting. And, it was just sucky acting, apparently. And, so as the movie starts going on, it turns out there was 3 killers in the theater. One of them was named Danny, and the other 2, I don't think they named them. But either way, so the movie's going on, and like I said, really bad movie. Just a lot of crazy shit happens. Like, they don't even use nails to basically put to fix the roof. And the people where they were filming thought they were actually going to use real they were actually going to reshingle their roof. But it turns out, no, they weren't. So, yeah. So that's that one, ladies and gentlemen. And that's been, Slice and Dice for Slasher Novellas. Hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. And I'll be back with the next episode of the Doug Couch Show very, very, very soon. Hopefully. Alright, y'all. I'm gone. Peace. What up, ladies and gentlemen? So, today's episode, or today's segment, is Billy's Blade by William Malberg. So Billy's Blade starts out with these 2 women. Well, one's a woman, and then one is a teenager. Stacy Collins, who is a journalist, and then you got Jenny, who is, at the start of the book, just this girl who happens in after Jenny kills this person. So then you go back to 2 months later, where you find out this kid is killing people. And his name turned out to be Billy. So, Billy had wore this mask that looked like the Scream mask. So, naturally, Stacy had wrote about it, and she had said he was another Ghostface killer from Scream. And he left her a note and said, "No, this is not a Scream mask." So, then he goes around and he kills some more people. And, like, she finds out that he's always using this prairie path. So, she wonders, does he have a car or does he walk? He must walk because he keeps using the same prairie path or whatever. So it turns out Jenny is actually his sister. But, they go to this party and she kills a bunch of people and surprises him and stuff. And so then you get the final showdown with Susan, with Karen. No, with Stacy, and Billy. But did she kill him, or who was that random body in the first part of the story? I don't know. You're gonna have to read the story to find out. Once again, that is Billy's Blade by William Malborg. So, hope you guys enjoyed. It's almost time for the last story, guys. And then the podcast will be complete. Alright, I'm out.